when it comes to Charlie Kirk in general, there are people on both sides of the fence that are either happy or sad about what happened to him, which is hard to see, but we're going to get into that in a second. Before we get to what people are saying about Charlie Kirk and his unfortunate assassination, let's look at this article from TMZ, because I think it's interesting that we now have Discord coming out and saying that the FBI may have gotten it wrong. Check this out. Charlie Kirk. Discord says the platform was not used in the suspect's murder plan. Now, you might be wondering, why are we talking about Discord? Well, it was said in a press conference by the FBI and by Governor Cox that Discord was used, or they were able to see messages from Discord from people who were communicating with Tyler about the assassination, about leading up to the assassination. And Discord said, hey, y'all get our name out your mouth. It wasn't us. Discord was not used by Tyler Robinson to either plan the murder of Charlie Kirk or to hide the evidence, TMZ has learned. A Discord spokesperson tells TMZ, in the course of our investigation, we identified a Discord account associated with the suspect, but have found no evidence that the suspect planned this incident or promoted violence on Discord. Okay. What did they say? The statement goes on. The messages referenced in recent reporting about planning details do not appear to be on Discord messages. These were communications between the suspect's roommate and a friend after the shooting, where the roommate was recounting contents of the note the suspect had left elsewhere. So what happened was the roommate and someone else, the suspect's roommate, we now know was Tyler's boyfriend, transitioning. We got to point that out, apparently. And they were talking about it on Discord, not Tyler actually planning what happened to Charlie Kirk or what he did allegedly to Charlie Kirk on Discord. Authorities say Robinson's roommate showed them Robinson had made a joke on Discord and then showed investigators the messages, which included Tyler stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. Discord seems to be saying these communications were not on its platform, rather on a note that Robinson had written off the site to his roommate. Interesting. By the way, Discord says it removed Robinson's account. I don't know how they could do that. What? How can they do that during a federal investigation? How could they just remove his account? That's a lie. Utah authorities have said that as of this point, they believe Robinson acted alone, but the investigation is ongoing. Okay. Now we're going to get into the reaction that we're seeing from people out in society. This reaction I'm going to show you guys absolutely shocked me. And I'm honestly not going to have too much to comment on this, but I want you all to listen carefully to what this man says in the church during a service about Charlie Kirk. And I want you all to let me know if you agree, if you disagree, and how this makes you feel. All right. And shout out to Officer Tatum for posting this. Excellent YouTuber, by the way. If y'all don't follow Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum over on X, make sure you go check him out. He says, Officer Tatum says, I knew Charlie Kirk personally, worked with him for nearly 10 years. He doesn't have a racist bone in his body. These low life, I'm not going to say that word, just ninjas, just mad because a white man out here saying what they don't have the courage to do. Oh, Charlie was a man of God, preaching the gospel more than them all. Okay, so this is not Officer Tatum in the video. Officer Tatum is the one who posted this. The person in the video, I'll let y'all figure out who it is. Shout out to the pastor. Let's hear what he had to say about Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land.
Again. Guys, this man was having conversations with people and expressing his beliefs. I don't know how. When's the last time you've seen someone who spews hate have conversations, regular, open conversations with the opposition or with the other side? Never. Never have you seen that.
And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil.
He called him evil.
And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live.
Goodness.
I am overwhelmed.
This was hard to listen to because, again, I've seen a lot of Charlie Kirk's content. I've been following him for a while, and I have not seen anything of what this man is saying to be true. Having open conversations, open debate, and expressing your beliefs is not a hateful act. And it's really scary to me that we're at a place here to where just because someone has strong beliefs and views on one side or the other and they express those, that's seen as hate. It's almost as if I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and if your opinion goes against my opinion, that's hate. And it seems like that's where we are in our country, because from what I've seen, none of what this man is saying is factual. None of what he's saying is true. And it's purely based off of either something that was taken out of context, willingly taken out of context, or something he just wants to believe on his own. Let's keep going, because again, this topic and this man was so polarizing that it's back and forth as to the opinions of how people feel about his passing. Look at this one. Charlie Kirk never mocked or diminished young people who were lost in gender ideology. He met them with truth, conviction, and compassion, reminding them they are not broken but loved and worth fighting for. We will carry that torch and never stop fighting. Today, we remember his legacy. Check this out.
Trans women are not women. What's your name?
Sam.
Nice to meet you. You tell me, what is a woman? What is a woman? What is a woman? What is a woman? What is a woman?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't like you. I think you spread hate. I think you spread bigotry.
Why are you so hateful?
I asked you what a woman was. That's not hateful.
I gave you the definition.
The inability to answer the most fundamental, obvious biological question, what is a woman? This is not troubling. Like, it's so simple, it's so obvious. What is a woman?
I did not ask about that. I'm not a woman. I don't care. I wouldn't know. I'm asking you about
I got it,
trans
but
men.
what is a woman?
This is your
Okay,
gotcha point.
better question.
You are
What is a
moving
man?
the flag post.
What is a man? Because that's what you're talking about this whole time. You said that.
I am asking on
No,
why
hold
you
on.
don't talk about
Hold on,
trans
time
men.
out.
You're
I'm gonna-
moving the goalposts. You use your little gotcha thing because you think you're cool.
Saying what is a man is a gotcha?
I go around universities and have challenging conversations because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully.
He said, I go around the country and have conversations. Hateful.
Gender is an artificial concept made up by John Money in the 1960s. There are no genders, there are two sexes, and there are unlimited personalities. You're lying to yourself and lying to other people that you could become something other than what you are born. And that you're at war with your own biology. You're at war with your own wants, and interests, no matter how hard you try to convince yourself otherwise.
Are you
And people say, oh, that's hateful. How can he say that?
not appropriating transgender and queer people to mental illness?
No, I'm diagnosing. When you think you are something that you are not, you're dealing under a delusion. A delusion is a mental condition. No kids should ever receive any hormones, testosterone, estrogen, Lupron, any of that, minimally.
I'm sorry about the
I'm going to
music
have an
on this,
opinion
guys.
that very few people will ever tell you, which is I want you to be very cautious putting drugs into your system in the pursuit of changing your body. I instead encourage you to work on what's going on in your brain first. Once you start to go on the path of altering your body, there's no end to that sort of those interventions. But instead, finding peace in your brain, and even beyond that, trying to find peace in your soul.
Guys, I don't get it, man. What I'm seeing from people who are celebrating or happy or calling this man certain names is just that they disagreed with what he said. So therefore, they're sticking the racist title on him. They're sticking the hateful title on him because they don't agree with what he's saying. Just say you didn't agree. I'll even say I don't agree with everything Charlie Kirk has said. I don't understand it. It's, as someone who really wants to and encourages and has conversations with people on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, we're in here having conversations. It's sad to me to think that I can have a differing view from someone and offer them an opportunity to have a conversation about it. And instead, they just say, I'm hateful. It's sad, man. It's sad. And then lastly, we've got Don Lemon out here trying to have conversations with people about how they feel about Charlie Kirk's death. And I think this woman caught him a little off guard. Check this one out.
What do you think would happen to Charlie Kirk?
It's just messed up. Totally messed up. You know, that was messed up. Like, nobody deserved that. He definitely didn't deserve that. He was a good guy.
Do you think he was a good guy?
I think he was.
You
Only
think?
Kirk you
Good
recognize
morals.
is Captain Kirk.
The what?
The only Kirk you recognize is Captain Kirk. I don't know Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I don't know who
You
that
don't
is.
know who it is?
I don't know who that is.
I know who it was.
I only know about him when
all of us have flaws. I can't really tell you what to believe in or how to feel. Like, everybody's having a human experience. Like, why knock him for having this human experience or what he believe in?
Even though even though he says things that are anti-women, black, all that.
I can't judge him for that.
You can't.
I can't judge him for that.
Look at Don Lemon. He said, even though he says things that are where, Don? Where did he say that? Dang, man. Shout out to this lady. We need more people like her.
But I can use judgment. He didn't deserve that.
Right.
Yeah.
As a human being.
Yeah,
You are very spiritual.
You know, yeah. I can't go left. I can't go left with that.
No, you sound like, you mean left, going
Yeah,
left,
like,
not left.
because I'm
right.
humanity. I'm humanity and left first.
No, I love that. So the first person I spoke to here didn't want to be on camera, and he said, I can't judge him because I'm not God. And so let him, whatever the reaction is, if the government wants to give him a state-like funeral, if they let him do it because God is the only judge. And
Yeah, like, nobody really can judge him.
yeah.
And, like, I kind of, like, seen him before all of this happened, but I don't see whatever everybody else was seeing. So, you know?
Yeah. Hey, that's how you feel.
And shout out to this lady. Wonderful message. And there's a reason I wanted to end with this, because as discouraging it is to hear and see some of the things that have been publicized about people celebrating his death, and how as discouraging and upsetting as it is to see the other side using Charlie Kirk's death to make a political stance against the other side, it's nice to hear what I believe from this woman. And that is that the majority of people, they aren't celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. The majority of people aren't trying to use Charlie Kirk's death to say, oh, the other side, the left side, they're evil. They're looking at it for what it is, saying this man, he had something he believed in. He was preaching it. He was going out and he was telling people what he believed in. He was sharing the good news. He was talking about his views on gun laws, on the LGBTQ community. And unfortunately, someone decided to take his life. That's how I really feel the majority of people think. We're focusing, and we tend to focus on the outliers a lot when it comes to polarizing situations like this. We tend to focus on the people who are saying, yeah, I'm glad Charlie Kirk is dead. And we focus on the people who are saying, oh, the left is evil and they're the ones who caused this. Instead of understanding that why Charlie Kirk's platform was so important, because the majority of people are like this woman. They're willing to have the conversation. They're willing to hear from the other side. And if they don't, they'll just say, I don't agree with you, and they'll go the other way. Thank God there aren't a lot of Tyler Robinsons out there. Thank God there aren't. Well, I won't name any other names. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat.